When I was in high school, I knew a girl whose brother had autism. He would be by himself a lot, wouldn't interact socially with anybody. He was mostly alone. And I remember very clearly thinking to myself, I'm so glad that this horrible condition does not affect my life. Well, fast forward 10 years, and my son, at the age of 2, is diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, or ASD. Now, if there was an Olympic sport for research, my wife would win gold, silver, and bronze. So she begins researching this condition that our son has. And the more research she does, the more she begins to draw connections to things that he does and that I do. It didn't take her very long to come to the conclusion that there was a good possibility that I had autism. And it didn't take my therapist very long to agree with her. So just like that, at the age of 30, I became the one in 68. 1 in 68 is the chances of having autism according to the most recent CDC study. And that means that there's about 1% of the population on this planet that has autism. That's according to a study by the Autism Society. Now, 1% doesn't sound like a whole lot, but when you're talking about 1% of 7.5 billion people, that's 75 million people. That's the population of New York, California, and Texas put together. The entire population. This segment is growing. We have this large number of people who are growing up with this condition that makes social interaction very difficult, if not impossible. I guarantee every single one of you have interacted with somebody who has autism. And if you haven't before today, well, now you have. So what are we going to do with these people? Well, a research study from the A.J. Drexel Autism Association Institute, says that only 58% of the people with autism are able to be employed between high school and their early 20s. This same study tells us it's much more difficult for these people to graduate college. This study refers to what they call the support cliff. Pretty much at the age of 18, all the support, like my son is getting right now, most of it stops. And they're kind of left on their own. So what do we do about this? We have a growing number of people who need our help. We support them when they're younger, so why not continue that support? And that's what the AAA, the Adult Autism Advocacy, does. They're there to help when everyone else says no. They focus on education, both for employers as well as the individual. They're able to help with college in terms of mentors, in terms of tutors. They work with employers to teach employers what autism is and what it isn't. But they can't do it alone. They need your help. Imagine a world where a growing segment of people are not left behind and they're not forgotten just because they turn 18. Imagine a world where 1 in 68 doesn't mean anything, where we will all be given the same opportunities and all be given the same chances. Imagine a world like this that you helped create. Now, this is the part where I'm supposed to show you heartbreaking pictures of the people that the AAA helped. But I can't do that. I can't do that because these people look just like you. They look just like me. In fact, it is me. Autism isn't a handicap that you can see. It's not even one that you can really even tell sometimes. Most people are actually quite surprised to find out that I'm diagnosed ASD. So I'm not reclusive. So I'm not rocking in a corner. Doesn't mean that my brain's going to work the same as yours. A lot of times people with autism have a very difficult time expressing what they mean, communicating what they mean. A study by the Interactive Autism Network says that autistic people have a hard time even acknowledging the social world. So I'm just going to put it very plainly, because it's the only way I know how to put things. Help us. Please help us. Donate today. It's very possible that the person you help could be a son, a daughter, a loved one. Because I didn't think I could be 1 in 68, but here I am. And one day, maybe that 1 in 68 will affect your life too. So please, donate today.